Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I see it recording. So
okay, awesome. Self-love club.
Self-love, self-love, self-love is the thing that we do when we sing and when we take time out for beautiful things.
That means my markers too.
Oh, I got markers too. This is Doodle Noodle warm up number 2, 5, whatever this is. And we're just making things up as we go along, drawing silly pictures and singing silly songs because that's what we do. To give ourselves a little bit of break from all the poo-poo in the world. 'Cause I don't know about you, sometimes I think myself into corners. And the only way to get out is to completely just destroy the little box that I'm in completely. How do I do that? By throwing out the rule book and doing something completely free. That's how it works for me. What about you, Karina?
Well, I'm making a little picture.
Pictures are good, pictures are good. So if you're following along at home, go ahead and get your doodle gear out and let's do this right. Yeah, get your paper, get your markers, get your crayons or whatever you use to make your little pictures. What do we have here?
So there's a guy in his box. Got a lot going on in the head there.
Lot. It's like a black hole.
But in the next picture, he's like, whee. So in the next picture, because he loves himself, his box broke open.
That's awesome.
And let's find out where he's going.
That reminds me of the last Doodle Noodle web jam. Who was, I don't remember the guy who had like the epic doodles. It was, like there was one little spot and then it went down into another little scene. He was like doing whole like storyboards in his doodles, and it was like this whole process of going from one thing to another part of the unfoldment to expanding into this to allowing this to come forth, and finally there was this beautiful resolution that brought him to this place.
Totally. I know exactly who that was. That was Scott.
Yeah.
What's so fun for me about him is that he is a scientist and has this lovely creative side, and it's just like
so good.
The geniuses of our time.
It always brings back to mind that nice little slogan that you just whipped off one day. Don't let the whimsy fool you. This is serious business, this silly little doodle noodle jam.
It is very serious when you come to it.
How much radical transformation can we create just by making little colorful pictures? That's the game. That's the game that's afoot.
So here's what happened to this guy. So he was in his box where his head was getting a little intense.
Yeah.
We all know it. We all been there. Might be there again today. Hope not, but maybe. If so, we can look forward to at some point
Right.
busting our little walls of our box open.
Bust it open.
And then that kind of reminds me of what you're saying of that guy's doodle.
Yeah.
It kind of turns into this big waterfall. Look how much fun he's having now.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you guys are thinking about the Doodle Noodle web jams and you feel like this before you come anyway.
Right.
You know what? You can always doodle this. You always get to doodle just how you feel. You don't have to pretend unless you want to. And then you might get a little looser and then splish splash.
And I'm totally inspired to do my own version of this, because we were talking just before we started recording about how the web jams and these appetizer warm-up videos that we're doing is really an opportunity to take a break and to find your way into or out of some stuckness, because we all get stuck. We all get bored. We all get like trapped in this grind. We all get heartbroken. And so, and today has been one of those days for me where it's like there's lots of good stuff going on, but there's so much of it that's just like, oh my God, I'm like completely overwhelmed. So what does that look like for me as far as the overwhelm? Because this is all self-love, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely loving the self.
When you're putting how you feel in a picture, even if you say, I don't know how to draw, you can say however you're feeling with sticks and stones if you want them, or you can be stoned, we don't mind, and you can just say how you're feeling, 'cause we don't mind in the Doodle Noodle Jam. We don't mind in the self-love intention. We don't mind if you're even feeling like, I hate myself right now, man. We say, come on and put it in a picture. You might even have that cognitive dissonance of smiling while you're feeling sad. Right. It's alright, we do it all right here. Just come as you are. And maybe you'll be that way tomorrow. Or maybe never ever again, and you'll have your doodle too. Remember it by Just grab your crayon or a stick in the dirt. Let's hear from Shawn.
I love this process-oriented thing. Like, I think this is the first time I've tried doing this, like telling a story.
Cool, awesome. It's a comic strip.
Huh?
It's a comic strip.
Yeah, so we start off with big turds falling out of the sky.
Hold it there for a moment, Shawn, so our viewers can like be with that for a minute.
Yep.
It's so fabulous.
Because sometimes you just got shit on your mind, and it's all just kind of in your space, floating around there, and it feels like a big cloud of turd over your head. And that's kind of what I've actually been feeling like that the last few days. There's just been this cloud of, you can see my facial expression, like just flat, right? Not sad, not upset, but certainly not happy either. Just kind of,
His mouth is the exact same posture as his arms. They're like,
yeah. Exactly. And I'm kind of pinned. It feels like a pin, right? Pinned to the wall. But then what happens? What happens when we let that whimsy sort of like take us on a little ride with some music? And I maybe could have put myself in the water a little bit, but just sort of drawing the water and the music and the flow felt really good until we have an orange rising. An orange rising. And sort of an angelic thing. And as I was drawing it, I'm like, yeah, I kind of, how about if we just create this as a process, as in like an archetypal, this is what's happening within. I'm actually transforming this thing by creating this movement.
So awesome.
There we go.
Now hold it back for a minute so we can see the whole thing at once for a few. Yeah. There you go. Oh,
So fun.
How you had water and I had water.
Yeah, I took your water spoke to me, and
it's awesome. I love it too because they're really similar. We both kind of just did sort of the scribbly waves there. I love it. I love it so much. And that one, your orange rising and superhero guy or whatever this is. So there's so much energy in there. It's so amazing how just the tiniest little movements of ink and off the top of his head even, it's so amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is I'm never going to be a Picasso or a Rembrandt or a Leonardo, but just like I've been telling people for years in music, like I don't care if you sing like people on American Idol. I know that it's been drilled into your head that if you don't sound like one of those people, you shouldn't sing. Like literally people think I shouldn't sing because people have told me they don't like the way it sounds or whatever. It's like, well, but what if this is just as valuable to my soul as any of Leonardo da Vinci's paintings were for the Medicis who paid him for them.
That's great. So. Sorry, Shawn. I'm just trying to plug my little... There we go. My under fan in so my computer doesn't explode.
So when it comes to the music, as long as you use it to bring your spirit up into the highest high, then it doesn't really matter if you're not gonna climb the stupid ladders of money and fame and recognition and all that crap. Might as well just sing it out. Cause doodling and noodling are good for your soul.
So good.
Fill up that hole where you find yourself stinking, thinking, and you find yourself all kinds of down on yourself. Let's doodle our way into some self-love. Let's doodle with ideas coming from above and down below, and wherever they're coming from, it doesn't really matter because all that matters is you do it because you care for yourself enough. Doodling and noodling are good for your mind and take you out of all kinds of strictures and crazy time trying to keep you in line. Cause doodle and put you in that frame of mind where you're free, where you can do whatever you feel and how you wanna be. You can do it however you desire, and when you do it enough, you'll be all fired up, and that's why we are here, doodling with you.
Yeah.
Woo.
So we haven't mentioned yet even what we're aiming for here, which is also, besides just playing with you and totally having an awesome time together, like my favorite time of the week is sitting here with Shawn, jamming. Let's see, Thursday, March 2nd is our next Doodle Noodle gathering, and you'll be able to find all that information at doodleoutreach.com/events, and also in a link somewhere around this video underneath it, if you're on YouTube, or in the comments if you're on Facebook. And
What time is it? It's like 6 p.m. Pacific.
5 Pacific.
5 Pacific.
7 Central. 8 Eastern. Middle of the night Europe. And
morning next day, Australia.
Like wee hours or not sure.
Well, Australia is like 14, 15 hours. So
I can't do the math.
Morning time.
Yeah, maybe our friends down under will join us. So I have a little prompt I think would be sweet for us to do as a little exit from our Noodle Doodle appetizer.
Sounds good.
Share this with you all. And I love myself enough to.
Ooh. I love myself enough to blank. Fill it in. I love myself enough to do this thing that I love. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to. Are we just going to leave it with that, or are we going to do them and share them?
I'm doing mine now.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah. I love myself enough to get together with Mr. Madden. Do a little jamming together.
I love myself enough to let my voice ring through it, through this space. I love myself enough to sometimes get to bed early so I can sleep a long, long time. I love myself enough to drink a lot of water. I love myself enough to dig in the dirt every day. I love myself enough to hang out with my chickens. I love myself enough to let the sun shine on my bald head. I love myself enough to go for a long walk. I love myself enough to. That's kind of cool. The prompt actually works for the noodling too. We hadn't gone there yet.
Awesome. Excellent. Perfect. Yeah.
I love myself enough to make myself a little cast of superheroes to help me with all the shit I gotta do. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to spend some time in the studio. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to give myself a big hug.
Oh, yeah.
I love myself enough to walk barefoot on the grass. I love myself enough to take a nap for my sleepy ass. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to.
I love myself enough to be nice to myself when I have not been being nice to myself and thinking I should be someone else. I love myself enough to love myself enough to love myself enough to be kind to this little being right here, 'cause who else is gonna do that too? Who else am I gonna do that to if not you and me and you and you and you? I love myself enough to get on Zoom with Shawn every now and then, play a little music, enjoy him singing about his hands. I love myself enough to go down and get myself some juice. Because I got to, and I ran into a friend there, and that's how I knew I was supposed to be there anyway. Because I love myself that way.
Oh, so good. Now, if you're following along at home, go ahead and sing it. Let's just leave it open for you guys to sing a little bit. I love myself enough to sing it. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to. And you can make it up. You don't have to. Doesn't even have to rhyme. Doesn't have to be a right melody. I love myself enough to. I love myself enough to. One more. I love myself enough to.
I love myself enough to go to doodleoutreach.com/events right now and click on Doodle Noodle Jam with Carin and Shawn. And I'm going to love myself enough to put my intentions in the registration form. 1, 2, 3 of them. My intentions for self-loving. And let me lay some out here for you so you know what I'm talking about. So my intentions for self-love, for the self-love noodle doodle jam are gonna be keep on playing with Shawn 1 and keep being nice to myself if I think I'm supposed to be someone else. And number 3, my self-love intention is gonna be, let me see, oh, some more meditation. Yeah. So I'm gonna put those in my registration form, and you can too on doodleoutreach.com/events. Go to Doodling, Noodling with Shawn and Carin, and register, and we'll see you on March 2nd because you love yourself enough to.
That's right. See you then.
We love ya.